of times when women write me, they ask about why the guy they are dating always seems to be so hot and then so cold. Why do they always seem very interested or even very aggressive in the beginning and then ultimately back off from even trying at all? So with that said, the first reason why you might be getting a minimal effort from the guy you date is you ruin the dynamic by pursuing him. A man's initial effort usually comes because of the need to pursue a woman to get increased access to her. To do that, he must first offer himself up to that woman. He must aggress her. When courting a woman, efforts are made to grow with her incrementally. And this is done by first entertaining her, second of all, gaining her trust, and third of all, becoming important to her emotionally. And simultaneously throughout that process, certain standards have been set for his actions based on her reactions to what he's done in an effort to become close to her. The behaviors that nurture progress with that woman into a continued relationship are kept, obviously, and the behaviors that didn't help him so much, as long as he's aware of that, are abandoned. So with that said, when women offer themselves up to men by pursuing them, as the pursuer, they grant almost instant access to all the things about them that a man might have otherwise had to work for. That sets a dynamic for him to grant access instead of seek access. He learns through your behavior that he is the prize and that nothing is required of him to keep you entertained. Women who chase men often think they've made some kind of progress because they see moments or even days of intense sexual aggression from those guys. But that's not the case. When we get hungry, we eat. When we get horny, we have sex. It's human nature. Libido is instinct. It's not a pursuit. To prevent confusion, only move forward when he does. In the beginning, be very responsive to his efforts and at the very most, match them. Nothing more. Let him earn his time with you. Don't take over to force growth in the relationship. Don't compensate for his non-action with action. Moving on, the second reason why you might be getting a minimal effort from the guy you're dating is you set the bar too low. I speak to a lot of women who accept first dates or any dates in the beginning for that matter at bars and to a guy's house. After a couple spotty, sporadic text messaging conversations, he wants to meet in the laziest way possible, and guess what? She accepts because she likes him. Sometimes even though he has never called her number or used it to talk to her. He's only texted her enough to set up a lazy date that requires almost nothing of him. She, in this case, has simultaneously set his bar for communication and his bar for entertainment very low. Women oftentimes don't just know how to say no or do better, try harder when offered a subpar effort from guys they like. So as things move forward, they wonder why things aren't getting better. But remember, a man's effort and excitement for a relationship are the very highest at the beginning. So whatever he's trying to do to impress you in the beginning is about as good as it gets usually. As a man gets settled and learns to trust his place in the relationship, his efforts may calm down a bit. They rarely go up. Men who start with a lot of high effort and excitement tend to settle in a more sustainable but acceptable place. Men who started at the bottom tend to stay at the bottom. On the bright side of things, low effort guys are often just telegraphing how dull a long-term life with them is, so you don't have to guess or waste your time dating them for 6 months to find out that they suck. To prevent this, say no to lazy dates and stop going to guys' houses to hang out with them before they've shown consistent effort to really impress or entertain you. Stop going on bar dates before you really know if you can enjoy a guy if you're completely sober. Stop getting banged in cars, on couches, or in cheap motels by the new guy in your life. Set a standard of quality. Don't be afraid to say, this is what I like, this is what I want, this is how often we need to talk, this is what you need to do to keep my attention. And never be afraid to scare a guy off with your standards.